That St. Louis debate and the third debate at Michigan State University used traditional formats with a panel of reporters asking the questions. But the second debate in Richmond, Virginia on October 17th had a look much different than any debate before.
Now, tonight's program is unlike any other presidential debate in history. We're making history now, and it's pretty exciting.
It was the first time a town hall format was used in a presidential debate. An audience of uncommitted voters was selected to ask questions on any topic they chose. The format was the idea of Governor Bill Clinton.
Boy, I really wanted that because I've done a lot of town meetings.
That's your favorite format, isn't it?
Absolutely, because I think presidents should be accountable to citizens. And I think it's very interesting the questions they ask and the way they ask them. Those folks are out there trying to put lives together and, you know, pay bills and send their kids to college and deal with all the things that people deal with. And that's their perspective. It's the flesh and blood of America. So I love those things. And I love that one. I think I did very well there.
Questions from the audience touched mostly on domestic concerns. President Bush tried to inject the character issue.
But I think the first negative campaign run in this election was by Governor Clinton. And I'm not going to sit there and be a punching bag. I'm going to stand up and say, hey, listen, here's my side of it. But character is an important part of the equation.
The president was promptly scolded for his remarks.
Can we focus on the issues and not the personalities and the mud? I think there is a need, if we could take a poll here with the folks from Gallup perhaps, I think there is a real need here to focus at this point on the needs.
How do you respond? How do you gentlemen respond to...
I agree with him. I worked 12 years very hard as a governor on the real problems of real people. I'm just as sick as you are by having to wake up and figure out how to defend myself every day. I never thought I'd ever be involved in anything like this.
President Bush, how would you like to respond?
Let's do it. Let's talk about programs for children.
Could we cross our hearts? It sounds silly here, but could we make a commitment? You know, we're not under oath at this point, but could you make a commitment to the citizens of the United States to meet our needs? And we have many.
What I didn't know is beforehand they had rehearsed and identified some of the questioners, and there was some guy that was, you know, so clearly going to be antagonistic to me in the way the question was asked. But I was told later that, you know, here, how about you back there in the fourth row? And they'd singled him out to be the contentious questioner of George Bush. I mean, that's a showbit. Now, should I have been able to react better and do a better job? I guess probably.
And for President George Bush, the evening only got worse. The Richmond debate, Mr. President, you know, you caught a lot of heat for looking at your watch. What was that all about?
Well, I wasn't too conscious of it at all. But it was
remember
bored.
that?
Yeah, oh God, do I remember? I took a huge hit.
The television cameras caught President Bush looking at his wristwatch midway through the debate, and again 30 minutes later.
Well, I remember I saw it at the time.
You did see it at the time?
Mm-hmm. I saw him look at his watch. And I thought, I felt when I saw it that he was, you know, uncomfortable in that setting and wanted it to be over with.
You look at your watch and they say he shouldn't have any business running for president. He's bored and he's out of this thing and he's not with it and we need change. I mean, they took a little incident like that to show that that I was, you know, out of it. I mean, made a huge thing out of that.
But I think the reason so much was made of it is that the impression was forming that here was a very good man who was very devoted to our country, but just didn't really believe that all these domestic issues should be dominating in the way they were. If someone had caught me or Ross Perot looking at our watch, if it wasn't, unless it had been a bad moment in the debate, it probably wouldn't have resonated. But I think the reason the watch thing hurt so badly is it tended to reinforce the problem he had in the election.
Now, was I glad when the damn thing was over? Yeah. And maybe that's why I was looking at it.
Yeah.
Only 10 more minutes of this crap. I mean,